Hello, I'm going to be showing you how to make inner shadow using text. You can use shadow like inner shadows in like different couple ways. The way I want to show you is to like add depth into your text. What I'm going to show you what I mean by this. Now you can use like whatever color, but I want to use white for my example. So let me just change it to white. Now that's ready to be changed. You gotta go to your text, to your layers, find your text that you're gonna change, right click it, go all the way up until you find blending options. After you find blending options, you get this tab. This will help you change and edit your text however you want it as. Find inner shadow, click on the little box, you'll see a check mark. Then as you see, you're gonna see like a little shadow of some sort. I will show you what these do. Now the first one, blend mode. You don't have to completely worry about it, but as it says, it has different modes for the inner shadow of the text. Now I'm just keep mine as normal. Then the box next to it, that's helps you change the color. You can have whatever color you want as, but I would just keep mine as black for my example. As you see right here, it's like the inner shadows inside the text. The opacity is what it says. It just changes the opacity of the text. Angle, the angle is so however you want like the side of the text you want it as. What I mean by this, you see how like the shadows from the top left, the darkest points from the top left. Let's say I move the angle like to the opposite side for like -48. It does the opposite as you see. Now the bottom right, farthest bottom right here on the W is the darkest point of the text. And the top left is now the bright, like pretty much like the brighter point now. I'm gonna put mine to I'm I'm gonna put mine into 100 for the text. Now distance, this shows pretty much like how much you want to show. You see on this box right here on the like on to the right, this is like the preview. That's what it says right here, the preview on how you are gonna want this will help you while you're trying to edit. You see it moves the light like from the brightest point in the dark. I see like whenever there's zero distance, you don't really see much of the black. It's just pretty much like just none. It's like not really there. Just like very, very, very on the edges. Now, when you put it to like the max, it turns like just a solid color. The distance just shows how much of what's gonna show into the text. I would just put mine as let's say like 4. Now choke. Now you don't really have to worry too much for choke. But if you put it to maxed, like to 100, it'll just make that solid color. It just makes, it pretty much just shows more of the black than the white, or like however color you have it as. I'll just put mine to 0. The size is what it implies, how much, like the size of like from the color you want it as. I'll just put mine, let's say to 7. Now, you don't really have to worry about contour. It pretty much just does like an overall customization from the other 3 that I showed you. Here, let me move this a bit. And then, as you see, we put to the bottom right, it just disappears. Put to the top left, it makes that very, very dark, sharp color on the edges. And put to like the slightly upper, like make a little curve. It does this. But you don't really have to worry about it. You don't really have to mess with it or anything like that. Anti-aliased, you don't have to mess with this either. The noise, it's gonna give this very grainy texture on the color. Now you can have it however you want depending on what you're doing, but I'm gonna keep mine to 0. Now you see, this makes it add like little depth, like as if the words are actually like inside, like a little indentation. Now whenever you're finished, just press OK. And there you go. You've made an inner shadow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.